Hey guys, welcome back to the MVM Show. Another episode brought to you by Sweet Tea. No energy drinks today, boys. We're doing good. We're probably only drinking half the sugar now instead of double.
Really?
You think it has more sugar than an energy drink?
I haven't tasted it yet. I would doubt it.
I think she has like a cup
Per gallon?
Yeah. So what is that? If you break that down.
I'm not a mathematician.
I don't know.
I was never good at those conversion factors.
Well, I'll tell you this. Quarter cup per quart. Keep breaking that down. That's a lot. That's still a lot of sugar, isn't it?
I don't know.
What's an energy drink? Probably 56 grams for that little. It's more sugar than that, dude. We're just trying to do good, guys, is all I'm trying to say. So, anyways, we're gonna do a hunt review for our hunt in the Northlands. When I say the North, I mean the North.
Not Alaska, exactly.
Yeah, not quite Alaska, but
not yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully someday that would be nice.
What'd you think about it?
You know what? You always hear about these different areas, and California, as we were driving, this state is so long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have crossed 5 states, would have been back east. So,
yeah, literally.
You know, it's still a long ways to travel to hunt ducks, but that's our passion, so that's why we did it.
It's a long ways.
But it's a long ways to travel. But I enjoyed it, you know? It was something new, a different area.
Do you want to guess how many miles long California is in length? Just to take a guess. From southern to the northern part.
I'd say close to 900.
You're close. 770.
770?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was a little exaggerated.
So from the south end to the north, that's going to take you every bit of... Man, how long would that take you?
10 hours?
That?
11 hours? Well, it depends on if you're driving the speed limit.
It'd take you longer than that. Think about it. From the border of Mexico?
Yeah, that's true. All the way up to...
It'd be 18, 19 hours.
It'd be a long time.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you had a south, how far you'd get in that amount of time.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to cut. Did I cut you off?
No. I'm just saying it was cool. It was cool going up there. You know, just the landscape, the sights, the visual aspect of it.
Really pretty.
Was really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and we got to hunt ducks earlier than what we traditionally hunt them.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said on something like on your video, like, why haven't we done this before?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know what you don't know, I guess, in a sense, you know. And
did you know about that place?
Not that particular one. I mean, I knew there was areas up north where you could hunt. I knew the season started earlier.
Yeah.
But a lot of times
you just never dug into it.
Yeah, right? And a lot of times when you know a new place, even here locally, if there's a place I haven't been before, I'm hesitant to go there because I know what I get where I go.
Right.
There, it's almost like going out of state and freelancing.
You're taking a shot in the dark.
You don't know what you're gonna get. Mm-hmm. You know, fortunately with social media and stuff like that, you know, you maybe had like a little bit of an insight, like, hey, you know, this is something we should check out.
I didn't even have that with this.
Really? Yeah. So that's
no one said anything, dude. I literally got on Google,
and just looked around and said, hey, season's open up here, and let's
like
go.
Zoomed in, like pinched in that area.
That area, yeah.
And was like looking through there, like, okay, there's a refuge. Oh, there's a refuge. Oh, there, like,
yeah.
You know, like I didn't even. You don't really just generally see those on the Fish and Game website. You have to dig a little deeper. You can't even put in resis for those places.
Yeah. But what else is out there that we haven't tapped?
There's a couple more.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how good they are. It's funny because you start finding them and seeing names of places. So you Google those because we passed some, driving to some other places just to look and scout. And there was little signs going off random places. I don't know if they're like C-type refuges or what, which are not maintained. And it would say on there, like when you Google it and look it up, it'd be like, this is not, what did it say? This is not suggested to hunt. It's not good hunting or something. It was just...
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was an official government site. And I was like, wow, I've never even heard of this website or this refuge, let alone...
And there's different types of areas, right? I mean, there's type A, B, C,
and
or something like that? Yeah.
And it's the level of care they spend maintaining it.
How much time they maintain it.
Mm-hmm. And level.
Interesting.
And we pretty much only hunt A's.
Here locally, we hunt A's.
Even north, that's all we've ever hunted, I think.
Really?
Have you hunted bees that you know?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I did a podcast with Duck Gun Podcast last night, and they were just asking me basically all the details and things of the refuges and how the lottery system works and the reservation system and the sweat line. When Elliot heard about the sweat line, he's all, I'm out. Like, he goes just the whole, like, he kept realizing the further back you are,
the less opportunity you have to get
you're
in.
just, he's like,
especially for like an opener.
Yeah. Oh, well, we just know that if we get in on an opener, you can still pretty much shoot a limit. I feel like in the morning, if you get in the morning.
Yeah, there's a good opportunity.
If you don't get in, I mean, we're the ones we hunt, you're not getting in with a sweat line.
Yeah. You have to
I know
have
some of the places we've hunted in the past, you can. Maybe. But I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that hunt review, I mean, have you seen so many pintails? I mean, I shouldn't say it like that.
On an opener, but not when a season's already started like
early.
that had.
Yeah. I guess I meant early like that.
Yeah, usually like...
well, this wasn't an opener, though.
That's what I'm saying. The refuge that I usually hunt on opener, the pintails are like that.
Thick.
But they don't fly that long.
All day.
And so the season already started. I don't know when it started, what, week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And there was still that volume of pintails flying around. I mean, literally, I think we could have shot our limits in pintails.
Easily, dude. Which, that might have been tough for the fact that they were not wanting to work. You know what I mean? I mean, there was plenty of pintails, but a lot of them, I mean, several were over low, dude, but you know what I mean?
But our thing was we weren't
hiding,
we weren't really well hidden.
Nah.
We had predominantly mallard decoys.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't have very many decoys.
I think if you had a good hide and had, you know, the right type of decoys out there, maybe.
Yeah.
I think you could have killed a limit.
Yeah.
Pretty easy of pintails.
For sure.
I mean, that's what 90% of the birds were.
90%, every bit. There was still teal there, but I didn't feel like there was as many teal as there was
pintails
a few days prior to that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And too, there was some large, because what would happen is they were coming off that closed zone. There was large flocks of them, of pintails. Then they would kind of break up and go to different areas.
Right.
But consistently, you know, flocks, I've seen flocks of 20, 30 plus pintails just.
And dude, they were just so magnificent. Like they were up so high and they would just coast down just like.
Yeah, like they would just look around like, hey,
so cool.
Let's check out over here. Let's swing by over here.
Yeah. Kind of a typical pintail flight, just the way they, I don't know, like, I don't know if they're just getting up to stretch their wings or.
But like I said, usually like here in our local area, you know, they're kind of like that opening day, but 2 or 3 weeks in, they're super wary. They don't drop down and float around like that.
No, that's true.
And they continue to do that up there, which was interesting to me.
Yeah. The biggest thing to me was the scenery. It was just gorgeous. You know, you got the mountains and just the big game that is around there. Lots of water, a lot of geese. I don't know. There was just a lot of different things that the vibe. I say the vibe. I don't know if that's the correct term. Some people may think that's wrong, but like I feel like that's just how I'd word it. The vibe was really cool. It seemed like relaxed, not a ton of pressure. People had etiquette. I actually went to that. Did I tell you I went over to that guy in that other pond and said something to him? I was like,
I saw you walk over there, but
we were in different ponds, so I didn't need to say nothing to him.
Yes.
But I don't know. I was like, I'm just gonna walk over there, and I was like, hey man, you cool with us? Over in this pond right here? And he's like, oh yeah, man. I was like, all right, good luck. And he's like, yeah, good luck to you as well. And it was,
yeah.
I feel like how it should be.
Yeah.
Sometimes
nobody was trying to encroach on somebody else.
No, and maybe we can make that better by maybe reaching out to people and trying to, but how it is. Sometimes it doesn't matter. They just don't have you just, like you said, people walked right through the middle of our decoys. You just don't do that.
Yeah. I mean,
unless you ask and say, hey,
when you have a light shining and they're just like, I mean, I've done that before. Like instead of going around somebody like, hey, do you mind if I walk through here? I'm going to keep going past you and go to further park.
Exactly.
But not just walking through somebody's thing and then setting up 30 yards from them, which I've had happen.
That's not etiquette.
That's a little different scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I liked how it didn't seem like it was high pressure. And two, I mean, we were there one morning when I got to hunt, so I didn't really get to see the whole refuge, the whole complex. But I could see because you could look forever across that refuge and see, and I could see birds going to other areas, and it's like, oh, I wonder how it is over there, or what type of birds are going over there.
Yeah, because we definitely weren't by no means not because we didn't see mallards coming there. It just wasn't a mallard. I already knew that when we took that spot.
Yeah,
I knew that was not a mallard
spot where mallard would go in.
No,
it was really open. There was
open water. It was a teal and pintail pond.
No tulies around it.
Nothing
per se.
Hardly no cover.
Yeah, so that wasn't an area I was suspected mallards to be.
Yeah, but when I hunt mallards though, I have a switch that turns. I don't want to do it with groups of more than 2, to be honest with you, unless we can get really good hidden. I got to be, because the thing was, guys, we were filming and we had a buddy out, new friend that really liked this guy a lot.
Yeah, he was he was really cool guy.
I could see us being really good friends for a long time. His name's Caleb Marmolejo.
Yeah.
And he is doing, I guess I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag a little bit here, but he's doing a piece on Rocky. So that's kind of advantage you guys get. Listen to the podcast. You get a lot more stuff than you're going to get on the video, but he's doing a piece on Rocky. It's going to be bad to the bone. It's going to look like something that Sitka or Yeti or someone did. The guy's incredible. He's off the hook.
The few photographs I seen that
he's off the hook.
You showed me, they were like, oh, those are nice. I mean, they're crisp, clear.
Yeah.
And just, they kind of capture what the essence of duck hunting really well.
Yeah. And so he was filming big cameras. Like, he had $100,000 camera out there, guys.
Yeah, and it was because you said that, and he hadn't walked across a pond before, because I asked him.
Right.
I didn't want to make him feel stupid or whatever, but you know what I'm saying?
No, you were true.
That's my thing.
I'm glad you said that.
I was like, hey, have you walked across a duck pond before? And I didn't know what those ponds were like. I walked across all kinds of ponds, and some of them are mucky messes. There could be a hole, and you told me how much those cameras were. They was carrying. I'm like, I wouldn't carry that camera across the water.
I agree with you.
So that's why I suggested, let her set our stuff up. We'll pull the sled back over there and put the cameras in the sled by themselves, and then pull them over to where we're at.
Dude, you know what we should do? I wonder if he's driving. I should get him on here. I'm going to see if we can hook him up and get Caleb on here just to share. I don't want to steal his glory, because that was something really special.
That was fun. That was really cool.
I'm going to text him and see. We'll continue on what you're saying, but
yeah,
I'm going to see if I can jump him on here real quick.
And I'll just interject this. You meet a lot of people, and us as Christians, we don't curse. And I've met other people that's like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, but the language that comes out of their mouth is like not always the type of thing
contrary to what
you're saying. And I didn't hear one word out of Caleb. Just a really cool guy, a great attitude.
Oh, totally. Dude.
And it was a pleasure to be around that type of person. And that's not usual. You don't meet that all the time. Just one of my personal pet peeves is, you go out to the refuge and, you have young kids with you, young women, and some of the language out there is just horrific. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like no respect. That's gone. 50 years ago, those people would have probably got smashed in the mouth.
They would have.
By
other guys.
By other guys.
Oh, for sure.
But now it's times have changed. People think that's just acceptable, and but I think there's still people that.
So should we be smashing them in the mouth when they talk like that?
I feel like it.
I think we should for sure say something.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need for it.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's so unnecessary.
I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things.
Because you feel like that sometimes. You want to just knock those guys out.
Like why do you have to talk like that?
Like, have some respect. There's ladies present, or young kids, like you said.
Yeah, but respect is gone out the window in a lot of things.
But is that because we're not taking a stand for those kind of things, and in the general population, we're just not saying anything? I feel like if we would say something, I don't know. Then again, the way people are right now, they're so bold. They just fight you in the parking lot.
They probably would. Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like I could say more.
Yeah,
probably. But I actually have before.
I have
and you have too. I've heard you do it. So it just depends, I guess, on the situation. But a lot of it probably has to do with upbringing too.
Yeah, if I'm there by myself, I don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? But if my daughter's there,
oh yeah, right.
Then
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't say nothing.
Really,
it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's annoying, even if it's just me. It's like,
it is.
All right, dude. But
I can tolerate it.
Can you use any more adjectives? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he can jump on here, because I don't really want to. I don't mind saying what happened, but just to hear it come from straight from him, the way he explains things, he's kind of funny. So Caleb grew up, born and raised in Pismo Beach, and was a surfer. So he has the surfer lingo and talk, and he super chill, super relaxed, and bro,
Yeah.
Which we're like that. We say dude, and we're just kind of, people think, oh, California boys talking like they talk, but that's just how we talk. Since I was a kid, I don't even think of it, but sometimes when I hear it on video, I'm like, dude, I see it said. You say it so much. It's
you don't even think about
my
it.
My dad used to hate that. He's like, stop saying dude.
Dude, really?
I'm like, sorry. But
nah.
Anyways, let's just put it this way. This was his first duck hunt. And he said he's literally wanted to do this since he was a little kid and never got the opportunity.
Which I think is kind of rare. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know. You would think there was somebody.
Why would you gravitate towards that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Especially if no one else is going or taking you, which he did say his family hunted. But I don't know if it was ducks or just big game.
Yeah.
But he said he always wanted to do that. And I'm like, I need to ask him, like, what made you want to do that?
Uh-huh.
Like...
Did
you see something on
have?
Yeah,
it's like,
that
hey,
caused
okay,
that. Because you gotta have some type of exposure.
Something.
There's no way you're just gonna think of duck hunting out of the clear blue, watching Daffy Duck on Looney Tunes. I don't think.
Or Elmer Fudd out there, like
it's duck season. I don't know. I'm hoping he texts me. He can't text me yet,
but yeah.
Anyways, first duck hunt, he wants to just strictly film. He has incredible camera stuff. He's taking incredible pictures. I can't wait to start sharing them on Instagram and Facebook. If you guys don't follow us on there, either one, Mid-Valley Mercenaries, all that stuff's back up. Kind of forced into doing some of that for certain things. I don't spend as much time on there at all because I got too many other things going. I just don't let it eat my time up. So if I don't get back to you or respond, don't hold it against me. Sometimes I think you're better off just emailing me, and even then I take a week or two sometimes to respond, but I always try to get back to people. But so that stuff's going to be put up on there, pictures and photos and videos. But dude, what did you think? No one said anything to me about that B-roll besides people that have watched the video. What did you think about that?
The one that you did?
Just did.
Well, you had told me a couple of things like, oh man, I got this great shot of these deer going across the marsh and mallards flushing, and I'm like... And when somebody tells you something, you draw a mental picture of it in your mind.
So it was totally different than you thought.
So it was totally different than I thought.
It wasn't as good as you thought.
No, it was really cool because I see these deer out there in the thing, and then all of a sudden you see these birds shoot up, and then all of a sudden it's like a little bit of a chain reaction.
Yeah.
And no, I really enjoyed that part of it. And I've told you before, I could watch a whole thing of just B-roll. I'm like, why don't you put the whole season together in a B-roll all your B-roll in one thing just to watch it? Because I like that. I've always been fascinated by images of the outdoors. As a kid, we didn't have YouTube, that sort of thing. So I would go over to my grandpa's and get all of his old outdoor lives and Sports the Field. And I would just pour over the pages of those things. I'd cut them out and put them in. I'd cut out my favorite pictures and put them in photo albums and like that. Just kind of like, because I enjoy that. So I've always been really into photography, wildlife art, not personally doing it, but I enjoyed looking at it. Artists like Terry Redland, David Mass, the Hotman brothers that done all the duck stamps. I've just always been fascinated by that. And so the B-roll is kind of like almost like that, but like looking at a photo album, but it's moving. Yeah. So that's what it gets for me. And I like the B-roll. I know some people are like, oh, I hate B-roll. But I
really? I don't know.
I've seen things like that. But everybody has different things that they like.
That's true.
So, I mean, there's how many, like we said, billion people on this planet, and everybody's got a different opinion about everything. So I like B-roll, and it's kind of like photos moving along, in real life. But I thought the B-roll was cool.
Yeah, that was the longest section of B-roll I've ever done too. It was like
but it's really
cool
long things. I mean, it's wildlife, birds, deer, pheasants.
Yeah,
all those things are.
What'd you think about that front buck when the two was together? That front, he was pretty nice.
Yeah, I watched it, but I didn't try to. I would almost did it, but I just didn't have the time today because it just came out today, right?
Yesterday.
I think yesterday, whatever.
So you haven't even seen it?
Freezing it on the phone and trying to expand it to really get a good shot of him.
I guess you're
because he's kind of walking away.
I'm looking at it on there when I'm editing, so it's a lot bigger.
Yeah, and I even watched it on our bigger screen at home. But still, it's like, okay, like I like to zoom in and see, you know. But yeah,
he's a nice buck.
Yeah.
The big one, or the one that was close, that was a smaller buck.
Okay.
The one in front was a lot bigger.
Okay.
We didn't even know he was there. This one was so close to the road. We thought he was fake, dude, for a second, because he stood there for so long. I'm like, what is he looking at? He wouldn't even look at us. We were close to him. So I'm filming it, and I look up on the hill. I'm like, look, there's another buck up there.
Oh, okay.
So there was another buck, a little smaller than him. I don't know if they had fought and he took off or he was just in his zone. He did not like that other buck.
Oh, okay.
Well, then he turned around, finally realized we were there, took off running, and all of a sudden this other buck popped up, and he was the biggest one.
Okay.
But obviously Smart stayed further away. But yeah, that was fun. And then we took all those videos of him flying in the morning. It was fun to film that. I was really enjoying that. Actually, I really enjoyed doing that. But there was just a lot of cool things. Got really close in on the birds and saw a lot of pheasants, and just it was fun.
Yeah.
That day, even though we didn't shoot or hunt, it was just a fun day.
Well, just the amount of wildlife. I mean, around here, you're not going to see that.
No.
You know, all year long, you won't see that volume of ducks. Yeah, but not pheasants, deer. Of course, we got a few deer around here. I've seen them before out where we hunt.
Yeah.
Not a couple of refuges, but not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just stand on the side of the road so much, or, you know, being able to film those.
Yeah, and then that, you know, for the rest of the hunt, like I said, I guess he's not going to probably call, but he shot his first duck.
Yeah, and you know, I told him, like, from the beginning, like, hey, here, you know, shoot.
We were trying to get him.
I want to film, you know? And
we practically had to beg him.
But I'm glad he did, you know,
and
that
dude,
he took the opportunity.
It was like his second or third try pass.
It's like, I think he shot at a couple birds with, he brought his gun. But I guess he didn't have the right choke in it or something, he said.
Well, I don't know what choke he had, because I tried to look at it.
Which he shot that initially, and then I gave him...
Oh, he did shoot it with yours?
Then he shot it with mine, yeah. Are
you sure?
Yeah, I think so. I think he did, because it's like, here, you know, use this one, because he's like, because he told me, he goes, I don't think I have the right choke in here. And he goes, do you mind if I try yours? I'm like, sure, go ahead. Oh. And so I gave him my gun, and I think... But I don't know if that was the first or second. I know with the second shot, he shot my gun.
Okay. I know, and he doubled?
Yes.
I couldn't believe
But I don't know on the first ones, because whatever he shot, though, I was impressed, because it was a straight green wing.
Right, and it was going away.
And they were moving. I mean, they're not flying slow.
Yeah.
And he tagged that thing, man.
Stone dead.
Yeah.
The way he looked at that bird, though,
that was priceless. It was priceless.
It really was.
His reaction,
I got it on film.
It was, you
guys have to go watch that.
Literally, it was like reverence for that bird. He was saying it, and like he was like, man,
like a mixed emotion, like, okay, this bird.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, you know, us were like, okay, where's the next one at? You know, and like I love it when I shoot a beautiful bird and I look at it.
Yeah,
but it was different with him. You know, what I'm saying?
Totally different.
It was like, whoa, you know. And it's almost
it was like kind of the way we would stare at like a hybrid,
or if I shot like a 30-inch mule deer.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'm like, whoa, you know.
Yeah,
it's like that. You know.
It was cool. I literally got all that on just his whole expression.
That was awesome.
Like,
that was awesome.
He told me, dude, I didn't tell you this. I talked to him like the next day or 2 days later.
He probably thought that Travis dude's an idiot, man. He's crazy.
He goes, bro. He goes, my mind, dude. My mind's blown. I go, what? He's like, I feel like I just got back from Disneyland. What do you mean? Like, and then just like, yeah, he's like, I don't even know what to think. My mind was so overwhelmed with fun. He goes, I don't even know how to explain it. He goes, this must be what little kids feel like, you know, like after they get back from Disneyland. They're funny, just kind of sitting there in awe. I was like, dude, I am so glad you loved it that much. Like,
that's awesome. That's
you
awesome.
You either hate duck hunting or you love it.
Yeah.
There's no, it never, have you ever seen anybody that's just kind of middle ground? It never really seems like that. I mean, I know there's dudes that don't go as much as we do.
Yeah.
But for the most part, guys are hardcore or they just don't go.
Yeah, or they don't like it. Yeah.
Like, they won't go.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
But, I mean, because he was saying, you know, like, he said he heard that, you know, people get up like at 3 o'clock in the morning and, like, you know, all this stuff. And he's like, you know, you guys are kind of like different, you know, just that mindset. But then, I mean, he's like,
which being a surfer like him, though, he said they do that all the time.
Get up early to hit the,
to get the right waves.
Yeah.
You know, the right tide or whatever.
Yeah.
So he knows how to do that.
Yeah.
He probably still thought we were crazy for what we're doing.
And he slept in his truck too, man. Mm-hmm. So that's like some.
I think he probably got better sleep than we did.
Yeah.
Dude, Nathaniel was pulling hairs out of the bed.
That's disgusting. I slept on the couch and like you said, oh, you should got a blanket, but
that's why you don't stay in 2-star hotels.
It wasn't that bad when I laid down on the couch. It was like a fake leather, whatever. But man, I woke up and I would literally felt like I was in a sauna. I had a long sleeve shirt on because
it was so hot.
It must have been over 100 degrees in there.
It was so hot.
So I took that shirt off and I just had a tank top on, and I woke up and I was literally stuck to that thing. It was nasty, and I don't think I slept very much. I know you usually sleep more than you think you did, but I felt like I was awake 2/3 of the night easily.
Well, I mean, we only got 2 hours sleep. Anyways, if you slept straight through.
If it was 2 hours, then I got about 15 minutes, I feel like.
Well, because, I mean, from the time we all got in bed to see. So what happened is, guys, Travis and them got stuck in a fire, basically.
Yeah.
It happened in the mountains, and they got stuck.
The freeway, and then there was a major, I think people were.
How long were you stuck in it? 2 hours? 2.5?
Something like that, because we projected we got there like at 10 something, and we ended up getting there at 12.
At night, yeah. This was on a Friday night.
Yeah, but there was a major accident in front of us, 3-car pile up, really bad. And that slowed it down.
Fire, probably.
I think they were staring at the fire and probably, but they had to be moving fast. How bad they were smashed up. They weren't going the speed we were going because we were stopped. LA, San Francisco traffic.
But if that would have been there, you probably would have been going 75.
Yeah. But they shut the freeway down. You couldn't get through. We had to do a big detour, go out in the boonies.
I'm just glad you guys got around. Because you were so deep in the journey, that would have been such a bummer to turn around.
Yeah, I would have. But I thought we were going to have to, but Talon and Jake, with their navigation skills, we
took in some back roads.
We went through neighborhoods, and then we ended up on these dirt roads where they drop bodies off, probably. I mean, we went way out there in the boondocks. No street lights, nothing. Dirt road, no pavement, no houses. And we went way out of the way.
It was 12:15, midnight, middle of the night, 12:15 when you guys got there. By the time we got everything in, your stuff, it was... And decided to lay down at like 12:45, and then we got up at 3. So
yeah,
it was like 2 hours and whatever. But like you said, I woke, dude. I thought I had fever. I thought I was getting fever.
Well, you had been coughing
because I'd been coughing, so I'm like, okay, am I getting the stinking COVID or what? What's going on here? So I was concerned. I was like, man, I won't get no one sick, and plus it just makes you miserable hunting. I've hunted sick multiple times. I've been thrown up and still hunt.
I remember that one day we were hunting out there and you were sick and.
I was miserable. That part, I would say throwing up is probably the part where you draw the line. It's like, it just ain't worth it. I still shot a few birds too. Thomas, the week before me, was throwing up. He must have gave it to me all the way. He'd pull over on the way to the refuge. And then I was doing the same thing. We were walking out there. I was throwing up in the pond, chumming.
Yeah. But going back to Caleb, like you said, he got that first bird, and then he's like, oh, I'm going to go back film. I'm like, dude, keep shooting.
Which he didn't. He grabbed the camera again.
Yeah, he grabbed the camera because, I mean, you could tell that's his passion and what he was, had something that he specifically wanted to get accomplished there. And so he worked on that for a while. Then we got him back on the gun again. And, well, you're the one that kind of guided him through that because you were both shooting and you pulled up. You can tell what happened.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a blur because they were on my side, so I pulled up. I actually missed both shots. I took a shot. I jumped up. I said, wait. Take him. And then he jumped up. We both jumped up. I don't know where Talon. I think Talon was getting shells.
I think he went to get extra shells.
Or something. But we both stood up, and I went boom on that first one, and I didn't realize it, but it was a Pintail and a shoveler.
Yeah, they were flying together.
I went for the shoveler. I was just trying to shoot a shoveler on purpose, because I already shot my Pintail.
Yes.
So I was specifically trying to get a shoveler. It's funny, I actually tried to get one. I didn't. Never got one. But I jumped up. I missed, and I'm still following that shoveler. All of a sudden, the bird falls. Boom, and I'm like, I know I didn't hit that one because I wasn't even aiming at that one. And then I go to the pull on the next one, and boom, it drops. I'm like, I looked over at Keith. I was like, dude, I go, you just doubled. When I looked over at him, he had a look of sheer panic, and horror.
I didn't know. I thought I
didn't know he doubled. You thought I got one, maybe?
I only seen one bird fall. The position I was in, I only seen one bird fall, and I didn't even know who shot it.
I look over at him. I go, and as I'm looking at him in complete and utter amazement for a brand new guy that's never shot a duck, he already just shot a single.
Yeah.
He only missed a couple more passes and then shot a double. I look over him and he just looked at me like, am I going to jail? And I go, dude, you just shot a double. He's like, is that okay? I go, okay. I go, that's epic. I can't believe you just did that. I go, I missed both my shots, and you just sit there and tag both those birds.
Yeah, both of them.
And he's like, oh, okay, good. And I sent Rocky out there, and he went and got him and stuff. But I was like, and he was overwhelmed mentally. Like, you could tell there was so much going on, and it was decent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was like an opening day, but it was a decent flow of birds. And he was just overwhelmed by, there was so many things going on in his mind. It wasn't nothing special to us. Like,
yeah,
we could register it, but his brain wasn't registering. He said he can't. It's all right. He's filming a concert right now. Like this.
Okay.
This guy is a complete pro. Like he does motocross. He's done stuff for Apple. He does stuff for. He's a pro.
Patagonia, you said?
Yeah, Patagonia.
Yeah.
Started working for them, I think, when he was around 17 or something.
Wow.
So he's a pro. Like, he's an actual. He reached out to me. Like,
yeah,
that's what was crazy. And I feel like almost I can't give him enough back to do what he's doing right now with this Rocky project.
Yeah.
But to him, he's saying, like, you've done more than I can do. So I guess it's a mutual trade, because he keeps acting like can't believe we're helping him out. I'm like, dude, what we're doing for you is nothing compared to you using the equipment you're using.
Yeah,
and time editing.
Yeah,
I don't know, but he feels like it's a fair trade. So we were trying to do our best, like you said, to get him some birds.
Yeah, that's cool.
He didn't go out there with any anticipation to shoot anything.
No, but it's always cool, like when you have somebody that's new and they can experience that. And there was enough birds there that we knew he could get something. You know, he would have plenty of opportunities, and so that was really cool. And just to see like you said, his reaction and just his whole attitude, the way he carried himself, and you know, he was a really cool guy. I mean, I'm glad that if it wouldn't even been as good, just the opportunity to meet somebody like that, would have made the whole trip worth it. To me,
for sure, I agree, 100%. Because there is a lot of good people out there. Sometimes we get caught up in politics and stuff like that, and you start thinking, man, where's the good people? Is there anybody good left in the world? But that's mainly, I think, social media and media in general that tries to make the human race feel like the good people are gone.
Yeah.
And everybody's out to get you. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that aren't good people, but there's a lot more good people, I think, than we realize sometimes. And so it's good to have people like that and become friends with, because I just feel like I said, I feel like with him, we'll probably be lifelong friends.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think it'd be cool to get them, you know, when the birds are plumed out too, and get them on another hunt and
get them something to mount.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to be able to mount a bird for them.
Well, I meant just, you know, shoot something that's plumed, like you said,
nice,
plumed out.
You know? Yeah. I mean, a nice, you know,
so early
bird.
Still, so it's kind of.
Yeah, we got a bunch of brown birds right now.
I wish I could take him to Washington with us. That would be crazy.
That would be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be crazy. He'd love that. He'd eat that up. But anyways, I don't think there's nothing else. We shot heavy hammer.
Yeah, performed really well.
I like it. That was the first time that I actually shot the 12 gauge, I think, with it. I used it for my 20, but I thought it did good.
Yeah, when I breast out my birds, I mean
same thing.
Good coverage on just
good patterns.
Good patterns on both of them. Yeah, and I mean, I don't think we really broke any wings, you know, or I mean the birds were pretty much dead. I think there was one green wing or something like that I hit that Rocky had to get after, but
yeah. You know, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna have to shoot a cripple. Actually, I take that back, because the first day I did shoot that mallard, and I broke both his wings, but he wasn't dead because I just made a bad shot. But so I didn't shoot him again because he was so messed up. Rocky got him, but he wasn't stone dead. But for the most part, I haven't had to shoot any cripples since I started shooting that full chick.
Yeah, I'm still shooting.
But I don't feel like I'm missing more, but I feel like, and I'm kind of glad this.
Are you missing differently?
It's different. It's like, because obviously it's still tight, so it's cleanly missing them, and I don't feel like I'm wounding bird. You know how like you kind of tell pipe birds and they keep going, and you feel bad. Like, man, I hope they don't die later or something.
So when you hit them, there's a lot more shot on target.
They're going down.
Yeah.
Now, if I didn't hit them really, they're going to go down if I hit them, period. But if I didn't, obviously, if I still shot towards the back end, they may still be a little bit alive. But for the most part, every one of them, their heads are limp as a biscuit.
Yeah.
I don't know if biscuits are limp, but that's just what came out. So anyways, I do like that full choke, but might get a little harassment for that sometimes.
I don't know. Think whatever you are comfortable with. Like, I've always shot modified, and
I mean, that's all I've shot till now.
Yeah, and with my gun, you know what happened with my chokes blowing out. I had to make my choke permanent, and then I had the option, do I want to shoot whatever kind of choke I want to shoot? So I ended up going with what I've always shot because I'm comfortable with it, the modified. So I just put Loctite on there and stuck that thing in there, and it held. I was nervous.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm glad it held
such
up.
A bummer. And I've missed in front of birds so far. I haven't missed behind hardly.
Really?
I've been missing in front. I'm like, man, that's rare for most all game bird hunters, or I should say duck hunters. Most people miss behind.
Shoot behind them.
Yeah, especially you watch every shot cam. It's either over their back or behind the bird.
Mm-hmm.
I know about that lead, so I get in front of it. But sometimes when they're closer, I don't need to be leading as much as I am. But
just something that over time you'll develop, I guess.
Maybe get used to it or something.
Because you just started shooting it last year, right?
Yeah, like the last 2 or 3 weeks of last season. So I haven't really done a lot with it. But anyways, all right. Well, we'll wrap this episode up, guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys let me know, in iTunes, rate it, review if you can, and just kind of let us know if you guys like these hunt reviews. No one's really said anything, so I'm assuming everyone's cool with it. We're still getting a lot of downloads on it. And like I said, you get a lot more out of this than you do in the video because we can cover so many more details. You can only put so much in a video. So anyways, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.